Hi everyone, so Jasmine here along with my really awesome Rock Steady boxing coaches. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Jody Hold.
I'm Ellen Craig.
And so I started Rock Steady boxing a couple weeks ago actually, but they've been trying to get me to come since before I had the tube surgery that I had a couple months ago, October. So I'm finally here. It's now, beginning of March. And so I am so glad that I came to Rock Steady and am just really, really loving it. So I wanted to make this review of the program, particularly because I was someone who was really hesitant to exercise, especially before I had DBS, just because of how just hard it was and how there wasn't really anything that I had found that was actually going to help me and not just make it worse. And so Rock Steady has become a very specialized program. I'll start by letting them tell you a little bit about how they got it started here in LA.
Well, we started Rock Steady Boxing in June, and the way that we got it started was my mom had Parkinson's, and so I was always interested in finding out more about Parkinson's. I heard about a program on TV with Leslie Stahl. Her husband does the Rock Steady Boxing in Boston, and so I talked to Ellen about it and had her watch the video and said, would you be interested in joining me and pursuing this crazy adventure? And so we went back to Indianapolis, did our certification in April, and then we started it in June. And we started with actually just a couple of people, and we've grown to the point where we have 42 boxers now, and we're shooting for 50 very quickly.
It's getting there very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jody, it didn't take much to convince me. I do have another job, which did take a little finessing because I teach third grade as well. So I decided to do a job share this year. So I'm only working half-time as a third grade teacher just so I can do this. And I'm actually trying to figure out how we can just do this now. So we're working on it. It's been awesome. Indianapolis is amazing. You can't go to the Indianapolis program and not want to do this. It was an energy that I've never felt in my life, and I had to be part of this. So
I think it definitely speaks to how much fun we have. It's a blast. Like, honestly, I've never enjoyed exercising. And so for me to say that is a pretty big
yay!
So, yeah. What I really wanted to talk about this program particularly was how they very much meet you where you are and sort of lets you catch up and lets you grow from where you are. Particularly for me, as somebody who struggled with dystonia as an issue with my PD, and some other things, some of the rigidity can be really hard. Especially there are things for me lately is like if I take a step backwards or a step up something that I can't see, it really sort of triggers that. But we know here how to work, I think, with that to a point where it doesn't trigger you so much that you're having problems for a long time, but just enough to where you can work on overcoming that. And we did go to a training. I found that this is definitely one of the exercise programs that I think is least likely to get you hurt.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Really important. And I was talking to them earlier about how when I was in physical therapy, one of the things for me is even that just being with just me is that I would kind of like want to work past where I was, or I'd get frustrated with something and there wouldn't be anything else for me to do that would really kind of take my mind past that. Here it's all about your individual level. No one's doing anything at the same time, which I think is really important. And it's very much your individual skills. And you guys have seen some really amazing growth, haven't you?
We have. People? We have everyone from the age of 22, you yourself, to Iris, who's going to be 90 this month. So obviously with that age range, we have a lot of different things to encounter and work around. We've had several that come in with walkers, several that come in with canes, and some that obviously don't really have any problems with the walking. It's other things. So we do have to very much individualize the different activities that we're doing based on what everyone's capabilities are. And so we can say we have this activity and then we modify it to whatever everyone's capabilities are, which makes it very interesting, sometimes very challenging. But we work around it and find ways to make it work. So we've seen great progress.
Some of the progress we've seen, we have one boxer who started with us in June and came in with a cane. Within 2 weeks, she stopped bringing the cane altogether. And her balance has increased to the point that she was more able to participate in class. So we moved her from the lower class up into what we call our 1-2 class. And the other day, a couple weeks ago, we had her jogging laps around the dojo. So for her to come in with a cane and then jogging laps, now she wants to buy a bicycle. She finally got to drive her car again. Her son let her drive, which was very exciting for her.
Oh yeah, and you've given up driving before in the past for surgery. It stinks.
Yeah. So it gives you back part of who you are. I mean, the fact that she could drive to class by herself, her son did tell her that if she got here and then decided she was too tired to drive home, call and he would come get her. But at least she got to take herself somewhere, which part of it is giving back part of their life and giving them a community where they don't feel so alone. And there, you know, it's like when we do the exercises in the chair, it's shake your hands on purpose because, and everyone giggles because everyone in this room shakes. So it's not a place where shaking is an embarrassment. It's actually kind of embarrassing that we don't shake.
You know, I was telling someone the other day that this is the only place I feel like I have Parkinson's, which is not a bad thing. You know, and I think that this sort of very much takes away some of that, like, stigma, like, oh, it's Parkinson's, you know. Here I'm like, oh, you know, like when I never, it makes me very aware of where I have issues and what I can work on, which is important too, because you need to really know. Whereas other places I find that I can compensate in other ways and not really work on the issues. And so here I'm like very hyper aware of everything Parky about me. And so it's been really kind of an interesting, and that's a good thing here. So it's very affirming, I think, to come to this class.
It's definitely a place where you can come in, relax, and let your hair down and not have to feel embarrassed or ashamed because of any of your symptoms that you have.
We don't want you to hide your symptoms. We really don't. Like, because if you hide them, we don't know what you need to work on. So if you're trying to hide the symptoms, then I don't know that it's harder for you to do one thing on the left side than it is on the right. So I don't know that I need to work with you on the left side. I mean, we have boxers who've been here since June, and if you watch them punch, they can really throw a punch with the right side, and then they get to the left, and the arm just doesn't want to extend. So we know we've got to work on really reach out, extend that arm. So we don't want you to hide the symptoms, so I can work on them.
Yes,
definitely. So yeah, that wraps up about most of my questions. I definitely. Oh, there was one more thing actually. Boxing. So, you know, when I first heard about this program, I was like, boxing sounds like the dumbest thing you could ever do with Parkinson's. Like, you know, get hit in the head and make it worse, right? But, non-contact boxing. So you're always hitting a bag. I think the funniest thing was the first class when we were like punching a bag on the ground, and you're like, it's Parkinson's, speed it up, you know? So it's all, if you come to Rocksteady, you're not gonna, you know, get hit.
We don't get to hit you. You sometimes do get to hit
us.
us.
They do use it. It's fun.
And I have to say, there are several people that have commented, oh, I don't think I'm gonna like the boxing part of it. And actually, once they get the gloves on, that's so their favorite part. Because it's a great stress reliever. It's a way that they can feel like they are beating something up, whether it's Parkinson's or, you know, the side effects from it. But it's a great way to let out that negative energy that you have from it. So it actually becomes the favorite part.
Yeah, I mean that's the part I look forward to all the time. It's just fun, and like there's different combinations that definitely work different. You know, you definitely notice where you need to.
You're multitasking. You're thinking about everything at the same time.
There's the cognitive aspect too. Is that it really. It brings together the cognitive and physical, which is important because if you think about it, without dopamine, essentially the connection between your brain and your body is not there.
Right, and that's why it is so important to do it in the program, because that's exactly what it's meant for.
All right, well, thank you.
It is a happy place.
Yeah,
we like it.
Yeah. We're having a blast here, so
Yay!
thank you guys.
High fives!
Thanks, Jasmine.
Yeah.